Well then folks, you joined me a few hours in this session here at my local club lake, and it's already off to a flying start. We arrived down this morning about 7 o'clock, got the rods out, and within about an hour and a half I had the first fish, which hopefully you've seen was a 12-pound common. Well folks, what a way to start the new year. The rods have only been out about an hour and a half, and we've got this lovely 12-pound common, so absolutely made up with it. Going to get the rod back out onto the spot, and hopefully we're only here, another fish, but we'll wait and see. Happy days. Is that in?
Yeah. Nice one.
Fell in.
Naughty.
And then again, about 10:30 there this morning, I had another fish which was around about 6-7 pound, another little common.
You know what, I haven't even marked this rod up, I just cast it.
Master Tony.
Well, 10:30 and the middle rod is roared off, and we've got this lovely wee common, probably about 6 or 7 pound, but another one for the back of the net, so happy days. We're going to get this back, get the rod back out, and hopefully something else. Both lovely fish, both great fights. There's nothing overly exciting in this lake size-wise, you know, sort of mid-doubles would be your sort of average fish, but again, some really nice sort of ornamentals and kois and ghosties and things like that to go for. I'm just down for an overnighter. I'm away tomorrow afternoon, and again, whether I get anything else or whether I don't, it's already paid for itself in the session, so I'm really looking forward to that. But it's just good to be out on the bank, and Happy New Year to everyone who follows the channel and supports. Hopefully the new year will be good and kind to you and your fishing as well, as it has been to me so far. I was down here on Christmas Eve for a social with my dad, literally a day session for about 4 or 5 hours, and I had 2 nice fish, a mirror and a common. Common about 12 pound and the mirror just over 10 pounds. So really positive end to last year and start to this year. You'll maybe have noticed as well that through the video I have changed some of my kit. I'm now using the Delkim TXI Ds. I changed up from the standard TXIs just for something different. I actually was looking to change my pod to the new Jag Nano pod, and to be honest, if you're getting a small pod, the last thing you want is a massive set of alarms to put on them. And I have to admit, a big thank you to Camo Dick Barton for the advice, because he got them, loved them, had a bit of a chat with him, and he advised that they were all that they were cracked up to be, so those are new. One of the brilliant features about the receiver is the very right hand button. You have a memory button which will tell you the last rod that got a beep. Sometimes if you're away from it you don't see it, or you get a single beep, and by the time you look down it went off. You can now go back and check, or even if you're just trying to remember from earlier in the day what's happened. So that's a nice nifty wee feature. But what I'll do is I'll let you have a look at the pod in a bit more detail and the alarms and see what we're using for this year. But it's already brought me luck. We're off to a great start, and I hope there's another fish or two on the bank. Dean is down in session with me as well. He's in the peg down, and hopefully he gets something as well. So fingers crossed. Well then folks, as light levels begin to fall, it's just after 4 p.m. I have the rod still out from earlier. To be honest, I had a wee kip there. I want to just go through tying a few rigs here and show you what bait that I am using during the session as well. I've literally my quarter tackle box with me and not a single rig in the rig section. So what am I using on this session? I'm using the end trap soft, and I'm literally tying that up just on a knotless knot rig with a size 6 Ace Continental hook, which are the actual Ace ones, not the new Carp Spirit ones. I've still a couple of boxes of these left from before Ace went bust, and they're absolutely fantastic hooks. Don't get me wrong, the Carp Spirit ones are brilliant as well. The Ace are just a fantastic hook, and it's a bit annoying because they've actually went green, so to speak, and they've stopped making the boxes. So when I buy the Carp Spirit ones now, I'm going to have to put them into the old boxes because they're no longer making those. I think it's more a money-saving tip than it is anything else, but sure. So I'm sort of stripping off about a third of the coated braid. I'm tying a little loop, making sure I have enough of the uncoated section. Taking one of my hooks, feeding it through until it looks about right. I'm just eyeballing this, by the way, folks. And then wrapping round to the end of the uncoated section. Very, very, very crude, folks, and very, very, very simple. Figure of 8 loop knot. And it's as simple as that. A 12mm Winter Abyss by Horizon Baits. This year they've changed these up to little dumbbells. Hopefully you can see that. So what I'm literally doing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I've got 7 and the one that I'm using as a hook bait. For my next trick, you will need 1 dumbbell, 1 Zest Special, preferably yellow, as that's what I have confidence in. Haven't tipped it off with red this pink, sorry, this session, but this is what I've been doing. Take the dumbbell, get your scissors, which are sitting here, trim off the edge of the boilie. Okay, half the pop up with your scissors, nice and neat. And then get a baiting needle. And that's what we're going for. Get your rig. Thread it on. Boilie stop. And there is the finished article. The last thing to do, take the 5 or 6 boilies, PVA mesh. I'm doing this by hand, crumbing them and halving them and quartering them, literally for 5 or 6 of them. As I say, there's 3, 4, 5, there's actually 7. But again, this one's for the overnight rod, so I don't mind there being a wee boilie or 2 extra. But I mean, that is what has nicked me the bites as of yet. Compact it down tight. And there we go. 1 little PVA bag of crumb, scissors, trim it off, put it through the rig, ready to rock and roll. That's going on 2 of the rods and a small multi-rig which I have on the middle rod, which did me a fish, is going on a yellow Zest Special. Where's your net? That the flash coming on that, yeah. Well, it's 7:30 at night. The rods have been back out for about 2.5 hours, and I had a couple of beeps on the middle rod. That's been it. As you know, I've had those 3 fish. I've had the 12-pound common, the mirror at 13.2, and the little common about 6 or 7 pound that it didn't weigh. And for this lake at this time of year, that's very good. I mean, it's not by any means a runs water. It doesn't run away with itself. It can be tricky enough at times. I don't think there's been too much out other than 1 or 2 people I've spoke to that have had a couple of fish over the past few weeks, but it has been difficult enough. But the plan is to fish the rods through till about 7 or 8 in the morning. As it starts to brighten up a bit, I'll stick the rods back out just to the same spots. I'm fishing my right hand rod along a tree line here, practically locked up. I say practically locked up because I've given it a wee tiny bit of movement for it to take a tiny bit of line, but not too much. And then my middle rod is open water, and my left hand rod is also open water. On Christmas Eve, as I say, I had two fish here. One was a tree line, one was the left hand rod on the open water spot, and today middle rod on the open water spot. So I think the fish are just in the general vicinity, so it doesn't really matter. But the plan is to get the head down, watch a bit of a movie and try and get some sleep. And if anything happens during the night, I'll keep you posted. But other than that, that's where we're at. Well, ladies and gents, as you can see by the tinge of the green light, my ridge monkey light's on in the bivvy, but I'm just showing you, I've got the little methylated spirit stove just sitting on top of actually my ex-British Army canteen pot, and it is just taking the nip off the bivvy for about 5 or 10 minutes as it's absolutely freezing, and after falling in and soaking my leg, it's also helped stop hypothermia, I'm sure. But yes, that's just heating the bivvy up, and again, that little pot there doubles up as my kettle if I want to make a cup of tea or coffee as well. Well, good morning, folks. It's about 10:30 in the morning. It's Friday morning, and nothing to report during the night. A couple of beeps, and that was about it. Got up this morning about 8. Made up a few PVA mesh bags, reeled the rods in, and put them back out about 8:15. And they've been out there in situ ever since. Couple of beeps on the right hand rod and at the tree line. Not enough really for any further investigation. No movement of the bobbin. It's a nice morning, really crisp winter's morning, and it's good to see the sun's come up a bit. No, I'm nothing for you. What do you want? Right, wait there. Yeah, so a bit of sun has come up over the bay where I'm fishing. Generally, from experience from the last time I was down here on Christmas Eve, getting that sun up for about 20 minutes, half an hour, tiny bit of the heat on the water sort of got the fish into a feeding mode, and I had 2 fish as a direct result after that within the space of about 2 hours. So hopefully, if we're going on previous experience, getting tapped here for more food, going on previous experience, hopefully then that results in something else. But that's all from me, and that's all from Doogie.